The SBA will lend you up to $5 million with as little as 2.5% down to buy your own small business, like this commercial HVAC company based in Chicago. Now, they are asking $6 million for this business, but there are some ways to get around that $5 million cap that we'll cover here. But as you see, this business, it's advertising over $2.1 million in annual cash flow. And just for fun, we're gonna show you how you use your 401k or IRA to buy this business. Now, you do this through a ROBS structure, or what's called a rollover of business startup structure. Basically, what this means is you're gonna set up a stock purchase plan for the new company, and then you're gonna roll your retirement account into that stock purchase plan. You're going to buy stock in the company, and the cash from the proceeds of that stock purchase are going to be used as the down payment to buy the business. So it's really similar to just going and buying Apple in your retirement account. Now, one negative of this structure is you have to set up your company as what's called a C Corp, which just means you pay corporate taxes. So you have extra layers of taxes. So most structures, taxes pass through to the individual owners, and a C Corp structure, the company pays taxes. So looking at this business, as we said, it's $6 million, which is more than the $5 million the SBA will lend you. There are a couple ways to get around that. One is to have a significant amount of seller financing that takes the loan balance below the $5 million. And that's what you're gonna do in most situations. I think in this one, because we're already $1 million over, and this type of business has really big working capital needs. And also you're gonna have all of the costs that go into the loans, your legal costs, your underwriting costs, your SBA loan guarantee. It's gonna probably be hard to get this one below 5 million with a seller note. So what you can do is get what's called a pari passu loan. So there are some lenders out there that will do up to another $2.5 million on top of the SBA's 5 at the same terms as the SBA loan. So that brings the borrowing power up to $7.5 million from the 5. One negative is that most pari passu lenders are not going to do loans at 2.5% down. They typically want 5%. So in this instance, our likely down payment, it's probably going to be a little over $300,000 when you consider all costs, but we're just going to say $300,000 for today. So using that ROBS structure, we're going to take $300,000 of retirement funds, and we're going to use that to make the down payment to buy our new business. Under this structure, your retirement account is gonna own your business, and there's some negatives that come with that. So we do think this structure is generally used as a last resort. If you have other ways to buy the business, you should probably do it. The biggest negative is that your retirement account owns the business, so getting cash out of the business can be tough. So say you were just trying to pay out profits like you would in a typical business structure. First, you have your first layer of taxes that's going to be your corporate taxes. So you're probably gonna have to pay 25% tax rate there. And then that's gonna pay the cash into your retirement account. Then you could take a distribution from your retirement account, but you're gonna have to pay ordinary income tax on that. So instead of getting the more favorable dividend tax rate like you should, you have to pay an ordinary income tax rate because it's coming out of your retirement account. And then you also, if you're under age 59 and a half, you have an additional 10% penalty for early withdrawal. And because of all those taxes, if you're just paying money out as profits, your tax rate would probably be close to like 56%, depending on how much income you have. Now, the one way you reduce that, and really the only way you're gonna realistically take cash out of this structure, is to be through your salary or your W-2, which again, you're gonna have to pay ordinary income taxes, which is the highest tax rate, and then you're gonna have to pay self-employment taxes for the first $168,000 that you take home as well. So your effective tax rate on that is gonna be rather high. And then if you go to sell the business and you have a nice capital gain, you're gonna get taxed at the ordinary income rate when you go to pull the money out of the retirement account, instead of getting taxed at the much lower capital gains tax rate if you had owned it outside of the retirement account. And of course, again, if you're below under the age of 59 and a half, you're gonna have to pay that 10% penalty. But enough negatives, here's the positives. This particular business would net $1.2 million per year after making your loan payment. And let's just say you pay yourself a modest $400,000 salary through your W-2, and you keep the rest of the cash in the retirement account. So after you pay yourself $400,000, you're gonna have to pay 25% in corporate taxes. Then you're gonna have about $589,000 per year that you can invest within your retirement account. So let's just say you put that money into a S&P 500 fund, you earn 8% a year for the first 10 years that you own the business. That stock portfolio would grow to $8.5 million. So now you have an $8.5 million stock retirement account. Plus, let's just say you do a good job running the business, you grow it a little bit, now you can sell it for 10 million instead of the 6 that you bought it for. You know, just inflation is going to help you grow the top line, which will grow the business to get to that 10. Now you've got over $18.5 million in your retirement account, which is not bad for starting at $300,000. Now, I will make a note on these commercial HVAC companies. They are really hard think that's why the numbers look really good, is because you can make a lot of money doing it, but it's really tough. You got to bid out jobs. You might be using union labor. So if you don't have any experience in commercial HVAC, you probably have no business getting involved in commercial HVAC. But if you do, this is a great opportunity for you. But you can apply this structure to any business. Bottom line, ROBS is tax inefficient and comes with lots of headaches. But if it's the only way that you have to access capital, then it can be a good path for you.